This is Scott, expat in the Philippines. Kamusta, everybody? Just want to touch on a few things. One, how's everybody coping in this day and age? How are we all coping now? And, is it going to be a new norm, or are we going to be in the same? Or do you treat the way we are? Or do you treat your everyday life the way it is tonight or today or when you get up first thing in the morning? Do you treat your life as the same? Do you put your do you live your life the way you've been living ever since this new resistance, as we could call it, this new viral virus, COVID-19? Are we treating this virus how it should be treated? I don't know. We can only treat this as what it is. We had, by last week, we had 9 cases. Now it's blown out into a whopping 37, 38. Hello, Christopher Beecham. ¿Cómo está? How are you? Thank you for the likes. It is not good. And here in Australia, guys, we're in lockdown again in Victoria. Is it all because of one bloke? Should we blame this poor blast bloke? I know he slept and called him a bass. In my opinion, I think we should blame Adelaide. He came into Adelaide. He went into isolation, quarantine for 2 weeks. Found he's a victim of the system. I'll agree, but I'll disagree in one way. He came out from India. Did he have the virus when he came out from India? I don't know. I'm not going to name him because I don't know his name. So there we go. What I will say is he came into isolation in South Australia. Now, are they doing everything right there? Are they doing their testing right? Put a question mark on that. Then he was allowed to go after his 2 weeks quarantine. He came to Victoria. But no one checked him when he came into Victoria. They gave it to him in South Australia. He didn't have it when he came here. Okay. Anyway. The old case scenario, opinions are like assholes. I must be an asshole, but excuse me, India has got it. Has got this whole viral infection of COVID-19, the India virus. Now, excuse me if I'm reporting the news, YouTube, but This is just my opinion. I'm not putting any guilt on him. But yeah, seriously, he came in from India, a country that's well, you could say riddled with it at the moment. The cricket team's come here. They've spent 2 weeks in quarantine and they're allowed to walk into Sydney with no problems. Personally, if you've got the virus and you live in a country that's got it, stay there, please. It'd be like me if I lived in the Philippines and I had the virus. I wouldn't be coming back. I wouldn't bring it back to Australia if I knew I was bad and that just die there. It's one of those things, unfortunately. I'm against OFW's. No, I wouldn't let them queue jump either. I wouldn't even let them come out from India to Australia, knowing full well that India is full of it at the moment. And there are 300,000 dying a day. So doesn't that give a result that this is really bad? America had over 300,000 cases a day. They went for money. Yeah, of course they go for money. When you flash the cash, who's not going to take it? You know, begs my difference on Donald Trump, whether he had it. A question mark there. But I'm not going to go to him because I'm not going into politics. He came in from Adelaide, supposedly not had it, and why wasn't he checked here when he got off the plane? Why didn't they advise him to go and have a second check in Australia? It's only, what's he frightened of, the cotton wool bud up the nose, up the mouth, up this nose, up that nose, and get his results back again? They could have found him positive. And then he would have to quarantine for 2 weeks. But no, they let him walk amongst general public. Now we have 38 cases and probably close to 40 cases in aged care. Why is Victoria copying this shit? Seriously. Yeah, I know they tested him, quarantined him in South Australia, but that's South Australia. That's not Victoria. And if they were doing their job properly in the first place, they should have checked him here, done a COVID test here, and if he passed negative, fine, that's okay. He can walk the streets. But if he tested positive, well, then he's self-isolated. What's the matter? Is he scared? But instead, no, because he tested in South Australia, you don't have to test in Victoria because, excuse me, we're one big country. Like, if the boot was on the other foot and he went into New South Wales, would you have tested him, even though he was tested in South Australia? I'm sorry, he's a victim, yes, but if it was me and I had a little slight cough, or I was quarantined in South Australia after coming into India and I didn't have it and I had it when I came out of quarantine in South Australia, well, wouldn't you think? And then they turn around and say, no, he's tested negative. And then he comes into Victoria and then all of a sudden he's positive. Who is not doing their job in South Australia? But why is Victoria copying this shit all the time? Because we didn't check him at our border when we should have. We should have made sure, excuse me, I'm sorry, but we have a lot of innocent people here that have done nothing to anybody. Yet we get these stupid little idiosyncrasies coming into this country bringing stuff in, even if they get quarantined and then he passes quarantine in South Australia, that's fine. But he came into Victoria and he was positive. Why wasn't he tested here? I'm sorry, I can't bite that. I am over this shit. I just want everybody to be tested, everybody to make sure they get tested properly, everyone do the right thing. If you found positive, isolate for 2 weeks, then go get another COVID test, and if you test negative, you hip hooray, you're okay. But if you test negative, you test positive, I'm sorry, you need to stay in quarantine until you test negative. Even if you've got the slightest little common cold. I'm going tomorrow to get COVID tested. And trust me, it'll take 3 days. Mum got her results back. They tested her in the hospital today. She got her results back this afternoon. She is negative. Well done. And she just had a common cold. They gave her stuff. They gave her the right drugs and everything. I'm going to get tested tomorrow. I don't care. I'm going to get tested tomorrow. I'm sick of this bullshit. And if I test negative, fine. If I test positive, I'll stay in quarantine for 2 weeks. Doesn't bother me. I'm already practically in quarantine anyway. Can't go any more than 5k down the fucking road. Excuse the French. But I'm sorry, guys. I've had a guts full of this shit. I just wish people would do as they're told. Wish people would do the right thing. I know there's a lot of people now starting to go and get tested, and there's been long queues up to 6 hours. Yeah, I know I'm in prison, but nothing much I can do about it because of one person or two people. Maybe there was another person that they've overlooked, slipped through the cracks. But quite frankly, it is ridiculous, and it is just got beyond a joke, unfortunately, Chris, and everybody out there. It's not hard to get this thrown down the mouth. Break off in the test tube, then break off, then and break off and put it in the test tube with your name, send it off, and you get your results pretty well much either the same day or Wednesday. And it is, sorry if I'm aggravated, sorry if I'm pissed off, but I'm getting so fucking sick of being told by our government what I can't and what I can do, and where I can and where I can't go. And this, I thought, was a free country. I thought Australia was a free country. But it's starting to turn out to be back to what it was back when we were in convict days. And that is bullshit in my book, Scott Morrison said, and I quote unquote, at the start of this, if you think you're going to any Asian countries, don't come back. Excuse me, who the fuck do you think you are? You might be the Prime Minister of Australia, mate, but you're not I didn't put you there. As far as I'm concerned, I'm Labor, but I didn't put you there. And it doesn't matter who you put in government, you do not tell your people where they can go and where they can't go. We pay their wages. They don't pay ours, only on Centrelink. But, excuse me, I'm sorry, I can't cop it. I'm getting so very pissed at this government, and so is a lot of people. Not just this government here in Victoria, but the New South Wales government too as well. You cannot dictate to people. And here we are trying to fight these dictators like Saddam Hussein and what's his name in Iraq, Iran, China, Korea, America, because I know. But practice self distancing, safe distance, isn't it? Practice safe distance in the bank. Tells you safe distance all the way to the teller, and about that far away from the teller. You just hand your book, and they do everything, and they hand it back to you. 2 feet from, or 1.5 feet from each other. You have to keep a safe distance. And wear these, so you don't give it to others and they don't give it to you. Excuse me. You have to wear these to be protected of someone giving it to you. I don't see how, sorry, that's protecting, or that's protecting. Thank you. But, it is this total bullshit that, here we are supposed to be safe distancing from each other, and our Prime Minister gives President Ardern the nookie nose New Zealand thing. It's not safe distancing, and that makes a mockery of our country's system when we get told we have to safe distance and they can't even do it themselves. Seriously. Oh, yeah, he's distancing him from. Look, do yourself a favour, Scott Morrison. Stay in New Zealand. For fuck's sake. Excuse the French, guys, but it is this total BS, and that's FARK for anybody that knows, not the other word that you use to go to sleep with, and it's not that word, it's the other one, FARK. It's just, it just makes a mockery of this country when you're supposed to safe distance and he's giving the New Zealand nose to nose, and he's supposed to keep safe distances 1.3 meters from each other. Why couldn't they do this with they're both wearing long sleeves? They could have done that. Wouldn't hurt. Instead, everyone saw the nookie, It doesn't make sense. And it's supposed to be safe distancing from each other. Okay, New Zealand haven't got it. Yeah, I know, me neither. But, it's supposed to be safe distancing from each other. And, okay, New Zealand hasn't got it. New Zealand hasn't got this. New Zealand hasn't got that. They're in the bubble. They locked down. I won't tell you, but they did lock down. But there's still a bubble. Are they going to open? If China asked them, would they open for international travel? I wonder. But, if people can fly out of New Zealand to Thailand, or go to Taiwan, or go here or go there, the international bubble is obviously not right there in New Zealand. What's Morrison think he's doing? If she got it the next day, and he didn't say he didn't have it. But say he didn't have it, but if they did the nookie, and then a couple of weeks later she finds out she's got a cough and cold and stuff like that, gets tested positive, is she going to gun? That silly twit. Because he gave her the nookie, and he probably had a little bit of a virus thing. Who says? Some people can tend to hide it without realising. And he might not get it until he gets back to Canberra because it's so damn cold there. Another thing is, which I think was a bit of a joke too. Hello, Maureen, Michelle, and Ken. How are you? Another thing that was a joke in New Zealand is that she turned around and said that all New Zealand Maori prisoners that are written, thank you, Maureen, Michelle, all New Zealand prisoners should stay here and do their time in our jail. No, bullshit. Put them on the first plane back to New Zealand where they belong. I'm fine, thanks, darling. I'm on a little bit of a rant. I just am sick of this whole COVID thing, guys. And I think all the Americans are. And I think Michelle is too as well, because she hasn't seen her boy for ages. And I don't blame her. I would feel lovesick and homesick, and I would want my hubby or boyfriend to be with me in this time of need. And that goes for Joe and Jenny. Jenny, he hasn't been able to go over and see Jenny. There's a lot of people that can't go and see their families. They did their time here. No, I agree with you there on that, but I don't agree with you there on that. If they're doing time in Australian jails, put them on a plane, send them home. Let them do time in New Zealand. And as far as that one that did the Christchurch murders, he shouldn't be released. He should stay over there and serve his time. Same with that other moron down there in Tassie, Martin Bryant. He should do his time down there, or he's doing his time down there. Yeah, he got life never to be released. But I feel for you, Maureen, Michelle, with Ken being in the States. I wish you could get to see him again. Are we going to get to see each other again? Are we going to get to see our loved ones again before anything comes? I just said that he should stay in New Zealand and do his time. He got life imprisonment, so he should do his time there, and he should stay there. But I don't agree with us paying our taxes to pay New Zealanders who done crimes here in Australia. Put them on a plane, send them back home to New Zealand, let them worry about it. They did the crime there or here, but they should go back and they're New Zealand citizens. Send them back to New Zealand, sorry. Yeah, well, big shout out to Simon Victoria, Tom Victoria. He hasn't been on tonight, so big shout out to you. I just don't believe that we should have to pay for criminals that have done time here. They're doing time here that belong to other countries. You see, Border Patrol, before we had the lockdown, every American come out here trying to bring drugs in for his body because he ate them all. He spent a month in Victoria's hospital until I pumped them all out of him. What a dickhead. Sorry, what a dickhead. I'm going to be like my dear friend down there in Penabo. What a dickhead. You put drugs in your body and you come out here to Australia. Of course, the plastic's going to break in your body, in your stomach, in your lining, and then all the drugs are going to get mixed up. And before you know it, you're going to be so overdosed, it won't matter. You might even die from it. Well, good riddance to you because you're stupid in the first place for bringing it out here. But I'm sorry, don't bring drugs to this country. We're stopping it. We will kick your butt or we'll send you back home, which we're going to do anyway. So those that come out here and think that they're going to get away with this and that and they've got a criminal record and they don't disclose it, and then, what do you think? It doesn't show up on your passport that you had a criminal record? Of course it does. I'm my godfather, Dick. These things happen. If you get caught with the position in America and that, and then you think, oh, you've been good for 3 years, and I might take a tour then to Australia. No drama. And then all of a sudden, you get into Australia, you haven't classified everything and made everything legit. Mate, it gets caught up because it's up on screen. While I'm sitting here as customs operator, I'm looking at the screen. Next minute I'll say, oh, you did time in Leavenworth, eh? 4 years, drug possession. You're carrying drugs on you now? No. Oh, no. Okay, wow. What are you here for? Visit? Yeah, okay. Look, we're going to have to do a body search, cavity search, whatever, just the usual shit. Because you're lying to me. Before you know it, they're doing something, they start to feel ill because the bag in their stomach exploded because of the acid of your body thing. Because when you did a bit of research on this with drugs, when you do drugs and you put them in a plastic bag and swallow the plastic bag, doesn't matter whether the plastic bag's this big. You swallow a plastic bag, it's going to go into your system. When it gets in your stomach, there's a lot of acids in there. Imagine a lot of battery acid in your stomach. Well, that's what your stomach's like. It's going to eat those plastics. That plastic, it's going to eat into the drugs. Before you know it, you're going to be either crook or you're going to be dying. So, it doesn't pay to bring it in, guys. It really doesn't. And, would I do it? No, I wouldn't. You think I'm stupid? No, I'm not. I wouldn't bring anything. I wouldn't take anything into another country. Oh, this is for my cousin. He's in the Philippines. I promised to bring it. It might be hollow. So you've got one or two choices. You either take it and get caught when you get into the Philippines, because they will x-ray it if it's in your luggage. Oh, I didn't know anything about it. And of course you did, because he passed it to you. He gave it to you. What do you think? They're stupid? No, they're not stupid. They got more brains than we have half the time. Yeah, not at the moment. I'm talking about when this Australia's drug customs thing was on. I've seen people bring stuff, coke in a bag of cocaine in two heels of their shoes sitting in their bag. And they thought it wasn't going to show up. Ho, boy, were they wrong. Those x-ray machines pick up everything. And I mean everything. And having the privilege of having a friend that works for customs in Melbourne Airport, and being through Melbourne Airport myself through customs, just carrying a bottle of Dandelion rum in a sock. But I put it in the sock so they wouldn't break, so they wouldn't bang on each other and break in the back. Border Security is one of Runnerland's favourite shows. It is a good show. When I got through customs, they asked me to unzip it. I unzipped it. I took it out. No drama. Oh, it's just it was only 370 ml. I brought 2 bottles in. And I said it's only a small bottle. It's nothing, you know. What's it for? Either I'm to drink when I get here. Is it unsealed? No, it's not unsealed. It's sealed. Oh, okay. What are you going to have it for? Oh, I'm going to put it on display in my bar. Oh, okay, no worries. I got me Bundaberg there, mate, and I got this there and that there, and me beers and stuff like that. So all's good. So you look at it this way. You do the right thing and do it that way. You got no problems. I put them in my sock and brought them through customs. Yes, they got X-rayed. When I got out the other end, yes, I had to pull them out the bag. Yes, I had to pull them out the socks. When they saw what it was, they just said, okay, no worries. Why were they in the socks? Basically, to stop them from rubbing or breaking in transit. No drama. Everything's good. Guys, I'm going to take a break. I'll be back in a minute. Hello, guys. We're back. Thank you for the likes, guys. 3 likes, 1 in the house. So I can see at the moment. You share that to Scoop B. I don't carry Panadol with me. I never have. It's one drug I don't carry with me unless I've got a prescription that I need it for headaches. Or because it's easy to get the paracetamol on the plane. But I don't carry Panadol with me. Well, while we're on these subjects I'm talking about, which is good to get to know what we do. I don't carry Panadol basically because you can get paracetamol off the plane, off the air hostesses for pain relief if you need it. Yeah, aspirin too as well. Aspirin's not bad, but if I go to my doctor before we fly out, about probably 3 months in advance, I will get a letter from my doctor on what drugs I can take. Hey, Maluz, how are you? I take that in. I take the thyroxine for my thyroid gland. I put that in a box. Hi, Maluz, 1963. Doodoo Badooey. Hi. I carry those in my bag. Now, I also get a script off my doctor, what I need. I also get a tetanus injection. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's good. Any antibiotics, I get my doctor to write out a letter for, or I'm carrying in my bag for what medication use I need. So I don't get hauled over the coals when I get into the Philippines, because sometimes there's some drugs there that you just can't bring in. So basically, that I take with me, I always take a letter of authenticity on what drug that I take, such as Bronchicon, such as um, any antibiotic, plus my thyroxine tablets for my thyroid gland. When I ran out, I didn't know whether I could get them. I asked it, so, Mactan General Hospital. Yes, I could get them, but they were in a smaller dose, and they were a smaller tablet. I checked, can I buy it in the Philippines? Yeah, you got to check and make sure that you can buy things in the Philippines. I don't take luggage for other people. I won't take luggage for other people. And I've told Arlene if they want it there, well, we'll put it in the belly buying box. But depending on what it is, if it's lollies, chocolates, a glass or a mug or a t-shirt, and check the t-shirt, make sure it's got nothing in there. Yes, I might be suspicious, but I'm not getting pulled up in ending up in a Philippines jail just for someone else. That's stupid. Yeah, well, if you can't get all your pills, you have to get the doctor to give you a letter or a prescription for those medications that you need. And that way you have no stress. No use sending your drugs in a box. Your medications, when you go over, should be in your bag, either in your carry-on luggage or in the bag in the cargo. Probably preferably medications that you have to take yourself that are in your medications bag with a doctor's letter stating that they're the drugs that you need to be on. Yeah. You can get Panadol there, you can get aspirin there. You can get thyroxine tablets there, but they're a very small dose. But I was okay with it. I had no problems. But you just got to make sure that you have everything and don't take anything for anybody. Don't take anything for anybody. I don't care who they are. If they don't want to take it over there, okay. Point being, if they don't want to take it over there, obviously they're not going over. But if they want you to take something over for them, I am not going to end up in a Philippines prison for someone. So, two things I would suggest to that person is get a ballot buying box and send it yourself if you think. Now, if there's something in there that shouldn't be in there, I'm sorry, you're going to get caught. Because sometimes you can buy stuff that's hollow, and like that, hollow, right? Hollow. Let's say I could drill a hole in there and put powder down it, fill this all up with powder, all drugs, and stick the hole over and paint it. But I'd have to paint the whole thing. But then they would see that it's been painted. It's only a ceramic doll that Arlene brought. But if someone brought one of those for their little cousin or niece over in the Philippines, you would start wondering why they couldn't send it in the ballot box themselves. So then you would think, okay, no worries, nothing in there. That's hollow. So, you would start questioning the person. Why couldn't they send it over? So I would not take anything like that over. You're right there. Some medications need a letter from a specialist. Yes, I agree with you there, Mellis. May cost you 2,000 pesos. I had permission to carry Canadian, which I use sleeping on the plane. That's fair enough. But you need a letter of authenticity by any specialist about what you can take. Oh, shit. Excuse me. The bitch, she fell down. I didn't want to fall behind the thing. Yes, you need a prescription or a proper thing from a specialist on what drugs you can take. My letter is free. Yes, we have free letters here. I think it's different in the Philippines. I think you have to pay to get a prescription or a notification on what drug you're taking out of the Philippines to come here or anywhere. So Australian customers know that you need to take that. So, and if it's a prescribed prescription, you will have no troubles whatsoever. But as I said, with that thing, no, I don't take anything for anyone whatsoever. Basically, it's not good because you don't know what's in it. You don't know. Yeah, it could be a hollow thing like that. Is yeah, I do too. I go and see Dr. Nabanius. I don't know whether she's still there. Most medications are over the counter. Yeah, well, yeah, in Philippines, they are like over here. You have to pay for them regardless, depending on what medications you're taking, as long as it's prescribed medication. If it's prescribed medication, you will not have an issue in taking it with you over in the plane. So you got that, no dramas. But as I said, with something like that, a doll, a porcelain doll, which has got no hole in it, you don't know that. They don't know that when it gets to customs, it might show up something inside. I'm drinking on CJ's last of his water because tomorrow's going to Kinder. So I'll give him some new water tomorrow. But, it's one of those things, guys. You just got to make sure that you are, shit, what did I do that for? I didn't realise that I had milk in there. Oh, yuck. I watered that milk down. But, just be cautious in what someone asks you to take for you back home to the Philippines when you're flying over. I preferably don't take anything over to anyone. I'm sorry. If they can't take it over themselves because they're not going over there, put it in a bulk buying box and send it over yourself. That's my rules. If we've got a bulk buying box going over 3 months before, I'll say to Arlene, well, you want to take the risk and put it in the bulk buying box, that's fine. But I prefer you didn't. I prefer they take it over themselves. Because obviously they've got something to hide. So, look, it's probably not malicious intent. It's probably nothing against you. I know people that have taken meat in their suitcase. Geez, that would have smelt when they got there. As long as it's frozen, but I don't bring anything back to Australia for people either. No, I don't either. They can get stuffed. They're not coming back straight away. Well, they can bring it over when but how long does it stay frozen for in your bag? Unless you got it in a big plastic bag, show up in customs when you come across the border. And for a fact that when you watch Border Patrol, that on that, you can't bring dried fish into this country, let alone anything else that's, in bags that can be opened in the plane and you're munching on it and zip it up and put it back in the bag and forget it when you get through customs and forget to declare it. Most food items that you take on the plane, hopefully you make sure that they're crunchy stuff that you can, or like chips or something like that, that if they're unsealed, they can be put in a plastic bag on the plane in the rubbish bin, when you finish with it. Don't put them back in your bag, plain and simple. So when you get to the airport, you declare what you got in your bag, not what is in there that you don't know. So you've got to be very careful, very careful. I know Malaysia don't take kindly to drugs, and that's why Chambers and Barlow were hung. Hey, Tom Victoria, thank you for coming in late. Where's your late pass? Just kidding, mate. Just kidding. It is what it is. You just don't bring stuff into the country if someone asks you. I thought you'd get a crack at that one. You have to make sure that you know what it is before you put it in your bag or your thing, and that's why I don't take nothing over. Declare my ding dongs. Whatever they are. Oh, yeah, food things. Cable ties are a great way to secure your luggage. Yes, so are padlocks, which are good. Make sure you keep the keys in your pocket and don't put them in the bag and lock your bag. Because when you get to the airport, nothing worse than you got to open it up again before you. But when you luggage okay. When your luggage goes into the cargo, you make sure you keep the keys on you in your wallet or in a little bag in your carry-on luggage somewhere that no one can get into it, and you've got one key on your key ring, car keys. I took my car keys and went off in through the thing. What are all these car keys? They said. All these keys, they said, for the luggage, for the bags that are on the plane and the cargo. How come they're not with the thing? Well, what do you think? I'm stupid? Letting someone open me bags on the plane? Seriously. I think, but a lot of people, they don't ask you that. They just basically Oh, okay. You've got your keys with you because the luggage is in the plane, and these are other keys are for your um, carry-on luggage. Now, your carry-on luggage, you could use those zip ties with the can be open. Yes, they can. Cable ties need to be broken. Exactly. And you're right there, Millers. You're right. Always lock my bags when I go to the airport with mum. Yeah, well, you need to. I carry my ones for the cargo hold that are locked up in there. I carry them in my wallet, in my pocket. Uh, good, thanks, mate. Good. CJ's asleep. Arlene's, I think, on the computer. She's got no work for 3 days because of all what's going on here. But, as I said, even if you get one of those little lunch bags and the keys to your luggage that are in the cargo, you put it in your carry-on luggage, and the key to the carry-on luggage, make sure they're all the same keys too. That way they open up the same lock. There's nothing worse than having 4 different keys for 4 different freaking locks. Trying to get locks. I've got to get new ones soon. I threw out a dozen of the old locks because I couldn't find the keys to. So make sure glad wrap for your bags. Yeah. Look, you can put the keys in the glad wrap thing in your carry-on luggage, like your lunch zip tie, Seal Fresh. Put your keys in them. Put them in your carry-on luggage, and put the key to your carry-on luggage on your keys on your person, and put your keys in your pocket. Because if you go through the thing, you only have to put those on the thing. You've only got your car keys, your house keys, and it just goes through the thing. No stress. Or you could clip them to your bag and just let them go through. No one's going to take your bag when it goes through the customs thing, because there's a customs guy at the end of each thing. Same in the Philippines, there's a customs guy at the end of each conveyor belt when they come off. So, and they will question you if you've got something there that shouldn't be there, or they will ask you. But I would prefer to keep my car keys on me. Anyway, enough of that. But it pays to just not take anything for anyone, guys. If you're heading over to the Philippines, you're heading to China, you're heading to Malaya, you're heading to Singapore, Malaysia, it pays not to carry anything for anyone, let alone, I've had to remove this old girl twice. The other one's out in the garage. I've got to buy a new one before I go over, but this one's going to see another tour to the Philippines. My other one saw 3 tours to the Philippines. Anyone think I'm doing a tour of duty shit? But, that is the GO there with luggage. Oh, I thought you'd come up with that one. Yeah, look, you can get your suitcases bubble wrapped. That's fine. Or that you could do it yourself at home. But me personally, nah, can't be bothered with that shit. It's too hard. If someone's going to get into it, they'll get into it. You can't do much about it, unfortunately. Even if the blade wrap's been cut off it, in the cargo hut, hatch. They're going to get into it. They'll get into it. Lock keys or not lock keys, but you put your faith in the airlines to have good staff, to trust them that they're not going to break into your bags, and if you do the right thing, you got no troubles. You just make sure you got your padlocks on there. Make sure your keys are in a plastic tie-down bag in your carry-on luggage, and your keys in your pocket. Plain and simple. Guess what? Hey! I got a mouse. Hang on, guys. There he is. It's one down. One down. One trap to go. He's trying to get out. Little bugger. Good on you, Tom. I got the mouse. There he is. He's suffering. Little bastard. Yeah, you can have him. Got too many germs. I think that's the one that's pregnant. Anyway. Excuse me, guys. I've got to go and eradicate a mouse for the moment. What am I going to pick him up with? Maybe I just keep this up and just keep my eye on him. He's probably got his foot caught. Little bastard. Plastic bag. Yeah, I wish. Yeah, let him suffer. That'll teach him a lesson. I wonder where the other one is. Didn't think he'd take long to come back out. Yeah, silly bastard. Yeah, let him suffer in agony. Yeah, I think that's right, Tom. I think you're right there on that one. Cebu Pacific, I believe, is only 20 kilo. Yeah, in the cabin, and I think 36 in the Yeah, I haven't got a cat though, Tom. And this little bastard's trying to get out. Probably chew his leg off. But seeing his... Give me a second, guys. I've got to get rid of this little fucker. what we got. Shit. Bloody mouse. Got away. Bastard. Now well, reset the trap again. Be there in a minute, guys. Little bugger got away. Fag him. I tend to agree with Chris, actually. Probably did before they brought face recognition in. See, still got peanut butter on it. Might stick a bit of cheese in there. Might make it a little bit more homely for him. Excuse me for a second, guys. I'm going to eradicate a mouse. Never put the cheese about 2 inches away from the mouse's nose. Always put it right up further. And he hasn't taken the other bait yet, so he might come back. They usually do. And when he does, he'll get Papu. Sorry about that, guys. But show you. Hang on. Reset again. He got out, the little bugger. His foot was only just sitting in there. So he did shit himself while he was in there. Hasn't taken the other one over there yet. So that was a female one. I thought she died. But I'll get rid of that cheese in a minute. But they're the things you got to put up with sometimes, guys, when you have a house. And I'll tell you what, the mice are bigger in the Philippines than what they are here. Or the rats are, I know that much. The rat I saw last time in the Philippines was about that big and about that wide, high. And I thought to myself, how the fuck continental do you kill those bastards? Rat sack, or the big rat poisons they have in the Philippines, makes it a lot easier to kill. So just give me a second, guys. I'll be back in a minute. I'll wash my hands. I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry. I didn't mean to leave you in the lurch, but I've got to try and get this mouse. And he hasn't come back for the one over there yet. But he was ever so quiet trying to get that one there. And I don't know where the bitch is gone. So I'll have to check underneath CJ's bed tomorrow. But I think he got caught in the arm. He's trying to gnaw his arm off, or she's trying to gnaw her arm off. Anyway, but yeah, where were we? Sorry. You're not a good hunter. Yeah, I'm too old, I'll tell you. I'm going to have my flu shot on Wednesday. Good on you, Tom. Well done. Peanut butter with Panadol ground up. It will kill it. Thank you. It's a new one. I didn't know. Love the Philippine Airlines and Cebu Pacific so much. No lunch tomorrow now. Not wrong there. I'm just about ready to throw up, actually. You can buy a mouse poison. I used to do that. go to your leg. There's no nuts there. Good on you. Yeah, but you when you that's pretty well much, as I said, what I would do would be to make sure that you have like one of those plastic lunch boxes, lunch bags, and you put your keys in that in your carry-on luggage, so you know where they are, and you just zip tie and make sure that one padlock, one key fits all padlocks, even though you've got about 5 padlocks. So you just put them in the bag in the carry-on luggage. It makes it easier. And the other key, you put it on your car keys, if you take car keys with you, or put it in your wallet, make it more sense where you can't lose it. Makes a lot of sense there. Okay. So there's plenty, that's pretty well much what I would do and what I would use and thing, but I'll take all my keys with me. Yeah, I tend to just take my car keys for the Triton with me. It's got padlock on it. She's locked up in the garage, so there's no drama. But the house keys and everything are on my thing, because when we come back, Mum will probably be in aged care, but I don't think that's going to look like that's going to happen now, the way things are with aged care. Yeah, I'll have a kebab too while you're at it. Chicken with lots of garlic. There's other things, you make sure when you go, you got everything with you, your passport, well, the boss takes care of all that stuff for me, passport and the paperwork and stuff like that. Now, this time it would be, who am I flying with? Who are we going with? We're going to go Philippine Airlines, but we can go down to Moreland Road and book in there and see them and talk to them about our flights and stuff like that. I'm not a big one for changing. um, the best thing is to. Okay. We'll probably go via Philippine Airlines again, so there's no stress. I love Philippine Airlines. I enjoy flying with Philippine Airlines. I love Singapore Airlines too as well. But it's just the Melbourne to Singapore, then from Singapore to Manila, and then down to Cebu. I think if you fly direct Melbourne to Philippines, it's better, and then Melbourne to Manila, and then get your connecting flight down to Cebu and Iloilo or wherever you're going. It makes it easier. Luzon, or up further into the northern parts of Manila. Yeah, or further south down to Mindanao and Davao. Yeah, mothballs. Good idea. Good idea. Probably should have put mothballs in our bloody Bellic buying box, to be honest, too. It would have made it easier. I knew he got that mouse, my lords. Bastard legs, it got out. I tried to hit it over the head with a stick, but I must have freed it in the same process. But it's still alive, so it went that way underneath CJ's bed. So I've got a funny feeling it might be in the black case in there or in the other bag. Have to check it tomorrow. Not going to do it tonight. I'm over chasing after them, and night time I'll do it tomorrow. But it's yeah, it's pretty good. No, not really, Chris. Not really. Singapore Airlines had the same luggage as Philippine Airlines. If you've got excess, yeah, you do have to pay. That's the standard procedure. I think theirs is the same as Philippine Airlines 20K in carry-on luggage and 36 in cargo. So it's not that bad, really. Oh, when you transfer to a domestic, well, like everything, I try and say, look, lately, I know Arlene's going to take excess. So what I do is I just take what I need and she can put whatever she wants in both our bags. So there's no stress there. We've got no problems there. We just, if she needs to take a little bit more and let me tell you guys, your missus always, doesn't matter how many times you tell them, put it in the buying box. It's going over there and be over there before we get there. So put it in there. Don't worry about putting it in your bag. But then when time comes and you're flying, they want to send it off. So, you have to just go with the flow and put it in there and hope for the best. You got no stress. I'm not a big one of being angsty. I pretty well get on with all the people over there in charge in the Philippines. I have a joke with a few of them. I get on with all the staff there. I've no drama with all the staff. All the customs and that. I just do as I'm told and abide by what they tell me. You know, and take your shoes off. I get to the point where I get sick of taking my shoes off every time I go through customs. Sorry, my lords, I'm slow. Yeah, look, depends on each individual person, how they like to fly to, Mars, I suppose. It doesn't bother me. I love Philippine Airlines and always have, always will. I know they're delayed when you fly out of here. That's normal. I have 15K in my stuff in my bag. The rest is hers. Yeah, I tend to put most of all my stuff in my carry-on luggage, and I have no issue with it, so it's all right. We were told last time when we got to the airport, our flight was supposed to be 8:30, and it ended up taking off at 10. So that's why you have to be there 4 hours before your flight takes off. Um, but they don't open the gate until 8 o'clock to check in. So really, your plane doesn't fly until 10. So that's not too bad, I suppose. With Philippine Airlines, you can't really complain about that if they tell you you always have to be 4 hours before your plane takes off. So I need to, if I need to go tell them, yeah, that's a good idea. Good choice. If you're a big bloke, no drama, no stress. Just get them done, Taylor. You're right. But, I always, sorry guys, gotta lift that up a bit. Yeah, it's cheap. It's cheaper. Everything's cheap there to get done, and it makes it easy too as well. You have no stress getting all your stuff there, so you enjoy your trip a lot more better too if you've got tailor-made stuff. When you get there, singlets are pretty good there in the Philippines. Usually they're a little bit bigger for me. I just about nearly fall out of them. But when you look at it, and yes, I do wash your hands before you ask. I did that when I put the cheese in the rubbish bin, and I washed my hands in the basin with the detergent, dishwashing detergent. But I'll give him credit. Didn't think he'd come out while I was talking. He got his foot caught, or she got her foot caught. But it was only after I checked it the second time it was in there, I heard it go snap on its leg. Little bitch. Should have taken it straight out to the bin, out to the outside. But I've got a funny feeling she might have babies in there somewhere. I'll have to check it in the morning. Yeah, I got Dallas Mavericks, Kurt Nurkic and Boston Celtics Pierce when I was there last. I'm going to aim for another Dallas Mavericks t-shirt when I go back. The food was plain and minimal, no entertainment, lack of alcohol and beverages. Very cramped. Oh, I'm sorry you didn't have a good flight over on Philippine Airlines, Mahuz. Yeah, always, like, if you go in the Philippines, just t-shirt. I wear this when I go to the airport because if we're leaving in winter, it's cold. I always wear these. These are nice farmer brown shirts. They're good in the Philippines too. They're like they keep you warm, but you can get over hot in them. But I find them a lot better to wear around in the Philippines because you sweat. It's like wearing a bed sheet. Just soaks it up, and there's no drama. But you know they're good and they're more affordable to wear, so that's why I like them, and they're a lot easier. The boss likes PAL. Yeah, it's one of those things, unfortunately. But look, I've been Singapore Airlines, flew Melbourne to Changi, and then good morning, Tom. Then Changi to Davao, and then Davao straight up to Cebu. That was our second trip. The first trip was Melbourne to Changi, then Changi to Cebu straight direct, which was good. It was even better. But I'd never fly Qantas, mate. They're too expensive. They're far too expensive. Qantas are just overrated in my book. I'd never fly Qantas ever, ever, ever. When we were there in 2010, and 2011, we were coming back. It would have cost me and Arlene 7,000 each. I didn't have that, so we flew Jetstar back home. But I'd never fly Qantas ever again. I've learned my lesson. Jetstar were all right. They were a low-cost budget airline. Flew into Darwin. Had to go through Darwin Customs. Then from Darwin Customs, we had to get back on the plane and fly back out again to Melbourne. There's clog hoppers, and there's laugh shirts around $100 each with hidden zip pockets and vented mesh. It's not bad. It's good. It depends on what early flight you get to, Tom. It depends. The last time we flew Philippine Airlines was 2016, I think. And it was good. It was a good flight over and back. Had no issues. It was good. But we left at 8 o'clock. We were supposed to leave at 8 o'clock, so we were there 4 hours before our flight. And when we got there, the flight thing was at Melbourne Airport weren't open till around about 8 o'clock in the morning. So and the flight didn't go out until after 10 because it was delayed. Yeah. The first time I flew over in 2010, I went Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, and then Manila. It was a long flight. I had to get out of Brisbane, stretch. We all had to get out and stretch our legs at Brisbane, and then they cleaned the plane, and then we got back on it, and then flew straight up to Manila. So yeah, it was great. Oh, okay, no worries. Thanks for that, clearing that up for me, my lord. It's all good. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go, and I will be on tomorrow night due to not being on Sunday night. So I will catch you guys later. You have a good night. Take care. Enjoy. Remember, life's good. I'll have another one of these talks because I'm getting used to doing that now. I'm getting used to finding a bit more relatively content towards what we can talk about, which is good. So everybody have a good night. Good night to Tom, Victoria, Chris Beach and Mullers. Good night to Maureen, Michelle and Ken and everybody else. And take care. Have fun. Remember, life's good. Take it easy. Good night, Fuzzy Bear. Take care, mate. Have fun. Bye for now.